Economides is a professor. He is in San Francisco, but he's a specialist at New York University's Stern Business School. We can speak to him now. Professor, usually a national broadcaster is quite important to the entire identity of a nation. To close it down is really drastic.
It is drastic. It's evidence of the deterioration of the finances of the national broadcaster and the amount of corruption that exists in the public sector in Greece. I think a lot of people, despite the fact that they don't like the national broadcaster not broadcasting, at the same time think that radical measures such as closure might be the best solution, at least to be able for a little while to reorganize that organization. Successive governments have tried to reorganize the Greek national TV and radio and were unsuccessful. So this is a novel approach. It may or may not work.
Is it a popular measure?
I think people are divided. I think people are divided across party lines, conservatives, liberals, left. They are divided on that. I have not seen consistent numbers that would say what the percentages exactly are that applaud the measure. I think, though, it seems like, even though the measure was extreme, that a significant majority thought one way or the other that this organization has to be cleansed.
When we talk about organizations representing a national identity, you might also think of a national aircraft carrier, like Alitalia in Italy, for example, which loses hundreds of millions of dollars every year, but the Italian government continues to pour money down the hole. Where else can the Greek government, in terms of these big national companies, save money?
Well, there are other parts of the public sector. It's funny that you mentioned Alitalia, because there was a very similar airline in Greece, the Olympic Airways, and it was losing hundreds of millions a year, and it was kept alive for over 10 years, losing every year hundreds of millions until it was finally closed down. So there are other parts of the public sector that are inefficient or do jobs that are not needed anymore. And there could be significant savings there. I think this is a test case, in my opinion, of a radical approach that this government has not implemented before. And it's interesting to see how it's going to turn out, because if it turns out that the radical approach doesn't work, I think it will be very hard for this government to reduce the civil service in general.
Professor Economides, we always appreciate your analysis here on BBC News. Thanks again.